Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Marisol, Christian HR executive, entrepreneur, and your friendly guide through something wild, something fantastic, the world of work life. Today we're going to tackle a topic that makes a lot of employees break out in a cold sweat. And to be honest, as an HR professional, it makes me break out in a cold sweat. I don't agree with PIPs. I don't like them. The performance improvement plan, or PIP for short. Now, if your boss sits you down and says these four infamous words, we're putting you on a PIP, my advice to you is lace up those sneakers because you might need to run. And I'm not just talking about a little jog, if you know what I mean. Now, before we get carried away, let me clarify. Not all PIPs are created equal. There are some legitimate cases where PIP is genuinely meant to guide someone back on track. But if we're being honest, and we're all friends here, right? In my 30 years experience in HR, these PIPs 9 times out of 10, they don't work out. They don't work out. They really don't. Sorry. I got to be honest. And forgive me, my HR community that might disagree with me, to each his own. But I will say this. Anyone that has been on a PIP will be fired. Very rare are their jobs saved. And sometimes, shame on these employers that do this, but sometimes employers use this as their, checking the box. Oh, okay, won't be able to do me because now, we gave them notice. We put them on a PIP. I'm at a loss for words, to be frank, because I don't see the value of a PIP. I just don't. As an employer, as a manager, a leader, you see that someone is either struggling or they're just not fitting in. Have an honest conversation. You may need to part ways, but let's not torture the individual. Let's not say, make up excuses because we're just trying to find a reason to fire this person. There are, like I said, there are legitimate reasons why you might need to let go of an employee, but let's do it with tact and let's be transparent. I'll give you an my own honest experience. So a previous employer of mine, I was promoted, I was excited, and now I had a couple of more people that reported into me, HR professionals. So when she handed them over to me, she said, "Ooh, Marisol, just by the way, they're both on PIPs." And I looked at her and I said, What? How could they both be on PIPs?" And she goes, "Well, they're not performing, this, that, or the other. I'm not going to get into the detail, but it just did not sit right." And she says to me, "Well, Marisol, they're your employees now. If you feel like it, you can let them go." And I was like, wait, these people are on a PIP. Now they have a new boss and you want me to let them go. No. So what I did was I had a honest conversation with both of them separately. And I asked them, what did they think about the PIP and why were they on PIPs and for, their side of it. And they explained. And one of them actually said, "Yeah, I deserve being on a PIP." And he said to me, "Because I've been disengaged." I like the transparency and I like the honesty. And I said to him, "Well, I'm here. I'm not looking to replace you. I'm here to help you. So let's work on this." So I'm not going to say this was overnight, but long story short, I was able to coach both of them separately, obviously, and with knowing their unique values that they brought, I try to work with those values. And both of them, whether you believe me or not, they was able to take them both off the PIP. Now, if I had to let them go, I was going to let them go. But I knew there was more to it. And it was I'm being honest here, my boss had too many people reporting into her. She could not give them the guidance. And yes, you might be saying, well, they're HR professionals, but When you feel like you're in a black hole and no one is supporting you, after a while, it doesn't matter whether you're HR or whatever kind of profession you're in, you're human. You become disengaged. You're like, what's the point? And I feel that that's what happened with these two individuals. I am happy to report they're both now working at other organizations, and so am I, but they're actually both directors. And I still stay in touch with them. And periodically, they'll send me a note here and there, and they say, well, thanks for believing in me. And this is not a Hallmark moment. And this is not like, oh, kumbaya. It doesn't always work that way. But I made it my mission to make it work out. But also remember, I was not the one that put them on the PIP, because I'll be frank, if they were reporting to me, I would have never put them on a PIP. I would have worked with them. And if they were not working out, I would have just parted ways instead of torturing them and myself. I think a PIP is a waste of time. I don't care if you agree with me or not, but I'm telling you, they're a waste of time. This week, I just had a close friend who just let go by their employer because they were put on a PIP. But during that tenure when they were on the PIP, and by the way, they weren't on the PIP long. I think it was just a couple of weeks until they had that famous call. Oh, we have to have that conversation, and they let the person go. It is so unhuman to do such a thing to people. And you know what? Shame on those people, because you better hope you're never on that back end, because what we do unto others, and I know I'm going on my tangent, but I am trying to be the redheaded HR honest Christian, because that's what I am first and foremost. I am a professional and I love my profession and I'm good at it, but I'm good at it because I'm honest with people and I'm honest with my employer. So I say all that to say, today, tomorrow, next month, your boss comes to you and say, hey, Charlie, come into my office, and they hand you a PIP. Just realize that says nothing about your value. You're still valuable in God's eyes. You're still valuable. God doesn't make mistakes. Remember that. We're not always a good fit with every organization, and sometimes we have to move on. But if your boss puts you on a PIP, listen to me and listen to me. Update your resume and get out. Leave the organization if you can before they terminate you, because that's eventually what's going to happen. They will terminate your employment with them. So why torture yourself? Why go through that? And if you have that feeling that something's coming down the pipe, we do have a sixth sense. We know that we're not meshing. Things are not working out with our employer. Update your resume. Always rule of thumb. Side note, here's a bonus for you all. Side note, always keep your resume up to date. You never know if you might have to start sending it out immediately. Always keep it up to date. Always network. LinkedIn is great to network. And you're probably saying, hey, you don't know what I've been through. I was on a PIP and they fired me. Well, you know what? You're the person I'm making this video for. Write your comment below. Hey, don't forget to subscribe. Need another cup of coffee. Subscribe, like, and write a comment. Let me know what your experience was. If you want me to reach out, the link below, and let me know that you want to have a conversation. I am working on other topics, so you folk that are interested in different Christian topics, whatever it is, what made me start being an entrepreneur, let me know below. I always say, I have this desire that God has put in my life. I'm telling you, I don't care how old you are, whether you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, it doesn't matter, over 50 here. That desire, run with it. Don't let anyone tell you not to follow your dreams. I love what I do as an HR professional, but I love being an entrepreneur. And honestly, I just decided, God put in my heart to start doing these videos on YouTube. I know they're not professionally made, and that's okay. This is me. This is who I am. I'm being real with you. But once again, follow me, comment below, let me know what you want, what you're looking for, and enjoy our conversation. I love hearing back from you all. And I love to know that I've made some kind of impact in your life, good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. But when you're blessed, you're a child of God. And if you're not, accept Jesus as your Savior. And let me know what other topics you would like to talk about, and we'll talk soon. Be blessed. Have a good one. Take care, my friends.